So we have made our scale, which always has to start at 0, go up to 2,500 because our highest number that we need to record on our graph is 2,475. We said that the interval always has to increase by the same number. So we made our interval 250. So it's 0, 250. Everyone should be double checking. 500, 750, 1,000, 1,250, 1,500, 1,750, 2,000, 2,250, and 2,500. Something we said that is very important is that our numbers need to come straight out from that line so that we know if we're coloring into 250, we're coloring all the way to that line and stopping. We cannot put our numbers in our spaces like this because that's confusing. We're not sure where 750 is. Is it that line? Is it the middle? Is it that line? When we come straight out from the line, it's very obvious exactly what each line represents. Okay? We chose 2 colors. This is called a color key or a code. Okay? My area is going to be pink. So pick up whatever color of marker or crayon or colored pencil that you're using for area, and we're going to do all the area first. Now, something that is important to note. We said yesterday that the reason scientists and mathematicians use graphs is to make our data easy to understand, to make it easy to spot trends, to keep things neat and organized. Do you think that scientists and mathematicians scribble? Do you think that they color in with pencil? No, they don't. Their graphs are colorful and they're neat. Everyone in here, probably not a pen. A pen is probably not your best option. And everyone in here is capable of coloring neatly. Okay, we're going to color in 14 bars. Everyone can do that neatly. It is not a race to the finish. So my area for group 1 was 987. When I go up the side, I have 750 and I have 1,000. Is 987 closer to 1,000 or closer to 750? Yeah, and it almost is 1,000. It's very close to 1,000. So I'm going to color to right here. And then we're going to neatly color that in. I'm not going to go over the lines because I want my graph to look neat and colorful and organized. Okay? Now, something that I like to do, which is an extra, but when our interval is so large, it can make it really a challenge to determine the difference between 2 numbers that are close, like 847 and 987. So I want to go ahead and write above here 987 so that it's just totally clear what that number is representing. Something else I think is a good idea is just to put a small check mark here to show that we've already graphed that number. Now, the perimeters are going to be why I do not like this interval, because all of our perimeters are under 250. So it's going to be kind of tricky to differentiate, right? So our first one, I want to kind of look at them. Our smallest one is 104, and our biggest one is 200, okay? So let's just think about if it's more than half of, actually, yeah, so 200 is greater than half. It's more than halfway to 250. What's halfway to 250? Halfway to 250. 175. 100 is half of 200 and 25 is half of, 125. 125. So anything over 125 is more than half. So 104 is less than half, and everything else is over half. Okay? So 136 is going to be a little bit more than half. And notice there's two that are 136. So I'm going to take my blue marker and I'm going to go a little bit. Here's halfway. And I'm just going to go a little less than that. And I'm going to shade that in. And again, because I want to make it clear what's being represented, I'm going to go ahead and write the number 136. And then I'm going to check this off because we've already graphed that number. 1,216. Well, here's 1,000. Here's 1,250. Okay, 1,125 would be halfway between. Is 216 more than 125? Is 216 more than 125? Is 216 more than 125?
No.
216 and 125, which is bigger? 216. So it's a little more than halfway between 1,000 and 1,250. So 1,000, this would be 1,125. So this, it's about 3/4 of the way. The smaller that your interval can be, the more accurate your graph is going to be. So this is a really big interval, so our graph is not going to be perfect. Okay, but we're going to go ahead and label it 1,216. And then we're going to check it off because we finished that one. Okay, our next number is 140, which is really close to 136, right? Should my bar be slightly higher than 136 or slightly less than 136? Higher. Just a little bit, though. Yep. 1,216. Make sure you're using the correct colors and coloring neatly. Don't forget those two important things.
And every other bar that color, so don't have two the same color side by side.
Okay, the next one is 1,131. So here's 1,000, here's 1,250. Is 131 less than 216 or more than 216? Less. Okay, so it needs to be lower, but still over halfway. Okay, so you're going to come a little lower, but over halfway. See how I did that one? Okay, look at our next perimeter. It's 136, which is the same as this one. So we need to come back down to that level, and that should be 136. Okay, 1,247. That's going to be pretty close to 1,250, right? Yes? So 1,247 is almost to that line. Very, very close to that line. Okay, our perimeter is 144. It's going to be slightly higher than this bar. Make sure you're checking them off as you go. Okay, now we're looking at an area of 660. Here's 500. Here's 750. Halfway would be 625. So a little over halfway is going to be 660. Okay, we're putting our numbers above all of them, okay? And you might want to draw a firm line. Don't forget your numbers there.
Sometimes I like to draw with my pencil first.
Yep.
And then color.
Draw that firm line and color to it. And it helps if your pencil or crayon is sharp so that you can draw right to that line. Okay, we're getting close. Number 5. 104 is our area. That's going to be our smallest area. It's under a half. Halfway is 125, so we need to go less than for 104.
Look like cotton candy. Blue.
Okay, then we have 2,475. So that bar is going to go almost all the way to 2,500. 2,325 would be halfway. So 2,475 is going to go about right here.
You guys sure got a variety.
Yes.
We did it on the second one.
I don't know what you mean.
Like, I actually did it on the one where we did.
Did you do it the right color?
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll work. It doesn't look quite as neat, but it'll work. Okay, and then our perimeter here is 200. Okay, so that's pretty close to 250. Remember, 125 is halfway, so this is probably about 200. Okay. And then our last one is 847 for the area. So 750 halfway would be 875. So it's going to be a little less than halfway. I need to get my pink marker. Halfway, a little less than halfway between 750 and 100.
1,000.
1,000 is exactly what I meant there. And then our last perimeter is 176. So we said 125 is halfway between 0 and 250. 200, 176 will be a little less than that, but should be more than 144. So I know it's hard to draw it exactly, but we'll just get as close as we can. And let's not forget to label what these bars are representing. And I think that's as accurate of a graph as we can get, okay? I don't think we can get much more accurate because we have such a large gap between our lowest number, which is 104, and our highest number, which is 2,475. Okay, I want you to keep this in your red math folder. We're going to be doing sporadically some other things with graphing and data, and this is going to be a good reference because it has our title, which is all uppercase. It has our two labels. It has our color code. It has our scale with the same interval. So it will be easy for you to look at this as a reference for something else that we do. So this should be in your red math folder.